Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today, man, I'm making a video that honestly, I never really expected to make, I kinda just honestly stopped playing the game, right? And it's unfortunate because Rocket League is one of those games that, like, over time, it's one of the ones that no matter what happened, no matter what game came out, no matter what was going on inside of the game, right? Like, what events, it was a game that kept me enthralled. I mean, I played this game from when it became free on PlayStation Plus all the way back in like summer 2015. I've played from then all the way up until like last year, man. And it's become, over that period of time, one of my favorite games of all time, especially one of my favorite sports games. I mean, Rocket League is just, it's a phenomenal concept and it's a phenomenal idea that honestly I feel like is being ruined by the folks at Epic Games. And a pretty big recent decision that was made by Epic Games regarding Rocket League and a pretty popular player feature inside of the game, not only to me highlights the downfall of Rocket League over time, especially since the acquisition of it by Epic Games, but it also, to me, highlights a major problem that is going on not just in general, across the board, like in gaming altogether. I mean, this kind of plays into some of the other things that I've talked about in other videos that aren't really particularly related to this Rocket League situation, but really, gaming has gone down this road where everything is like going towards an online-only kind of distant, really dystopian future where game ownership and like the way we interact with a lot of games as we know it are kind of fading to the wayside, man. And it's really unfortunate because while I feel like these companies think they're creating these awesome, unique experiences that, people are gonna love, in reality, I feel like they're over-expanding things that are more or less gimmicks that people don't really care about as much, and in doing so, they're now not prioritizing the things that make these games fun, that make them enjoyable for entire communities within the game. All kinds of just really stupid, boneheaded decisions that I just don't really agree with or understand. I mean, so Rocket League is removing player-to-player trading in December, and if you hear that, you're probably like, well, why is this really warranting an entire video where we're talking about Epic Games killing Rocket League and gaming's real issues and whatnot, right? Well, let me go ahead and, like I said, someone who's played Rocket League for pretty much almost a decade, up until like last year, 7, 8 years, let me go ahead and, I guess, talk about this, right? Because I think it's a horrible decision that Psyonix and Epic Games is making, and it's one that just really is continuing, my opinion, the downfall of Rocket League. I mean, this is a game that over the last year or so I've just completely stopped playing because in a lot of ways it's lost all the magic that it had when a soulless billion-dollar corporation wasn't in direct control of it and its assets. So, player-to-player trading will be removed from Rocket League on December 5th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're making this change to align with Epic's overall approach to game cosmetics and item shop policies, where items aren't tradable, transferable, or sellable. This opens up future plans for some Rocket League vehicles to come to other Epic Games over time, supporting cross-game ownership. So, in essence, people who at one point were playing Rocket League, grinding items, grinding crates, and opening them to get items, and were basically trading from player to player for different items and whatnot, just kind of keeping the in-game economy flowing with the trades, these people are now having a core fundamental feature of the game removed from their ability to use so that Epic Games can take the materials in Rocket League and monetize them across other games. So for those of you who've never played Rocket League, to explain the system a little bit, at least how it worked when I last played, it was almost similar to like a CSGO kind of thing, right? You could, of course, do like the whole battle pass and challenges and whatnot, like pretty much every other game has, where you could earn cosmetics and whatnot through that. But there was also, getting crates and trading, right? That was a way that a lot of players got new skins for their cars, new boost icons and things like that, new goal celebrations, paint jobs, whatever it may be, right? So when you opened these crates with keys that you had to pay for, you could get, a varying degree of rarity items, right? You could get common shit, uncommon, rare, whatever, legendary, things like that. You know how that works. So you could get cool items and then you could trade with all players on the game, right? Like you go into a lobby, find someone in the game who wants to trade, you can go to a lobby together, you can trade between the two of you, and kind of, just get items in different ways, right? And it was obviously super popular in the Rocket League community to trade. I mean, I remember probably like 1 in 5 games I've ever played in a public match of Rocket League, so like 20% of all games I've ever played. The first thing that happens when you load into the game is somebody will just type in the chat and say, trade. And this is just people farming trades so that they can get new items and whatnot in the game, right? They're trying to work their way up to cooler shit with trades and flips and whatnot. And for them, like, a lot of that was the game, right? Like, you went into public lobbies, you got crates, you played the game, found other people to trade with, tried to get cooler items, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, it's a pretty fundamental feature in the game that's been there for years upon years upon years now, and it's something that really kind of spawned a dedicated community within the Rocket League community. I mean, there's been websites and all kinds of things where players can basically third-party trade with others and, give items out of their inventory for other items, things like that, right? So all of that is going to be shut down. None of those websites are going to work anymore after December 5th. You will no longer be able to trade to your friends, to any other players on Epic, anything. So basically, whatever you have in your inventory on December 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, that's what you're going to have forever. In terms of like trades, as long as you're getting crates and whatnot, I'm assuming that's all going to stay in the game. You can still get items, but you're not going to be getting them from other players. There will no longer be trades or anything like that. So you might be like, well, in a video game where that's not the main focus, why would you even give a shit? Like I said, this had spawned a pretty massive community, and it was something that a lot of people prioritized in the gameplay. And then now, this feature that they've loved for years, that they've been so used to, that their whole play style has been based on, is being ripped from them so that a company can make more money across the board. So basically, in the future, what's going to happen, right? Because, Epic Games, they own other games like Fortnite and whatnot, right? What's going to happen is, when they close off the trading on Rocket League, eventually they're going to be able to port these items in Rocket League, like your car and whatnot, into other games. So in Fortnite, you could fly around in the little Rocket League cars or something like that. Or in really any other Epic property, they can now just start putting Rocket League assets that you own across those, so that you have like this grand inventory across several Epic games, right, where you can use your cosmetics from Rocket League in this Epic title. And on paper, right, that sounds pretty cool. Like, oh, I can use my Rocket League vehicle in another video game. That sounds kind of cool, right? I mean, my games are becoming interactive with one another. But actually, this highlights a extremely significant issue. Now, like I said, while the prospect of having these items across games may be cool, all this really does is not only destroys their value of what they're actually worth and the accomplishment of actually gaining a lot of high-tier items, to a certain degree at least, but also at the same time, players who were playing Rocket League were not grinding items and going for, cool paint jobs and cool stuff to customize their cars so that they could drive them around in other video games. They were customizing their cars in Rocket League, that way they could play with their cars in Rocket League. This is essentially like, let's say CSGO tomorrow, right? Valve is like, fuck it, we're not doing trading in CSGO anymore on the Steam market, any of that shit. That's all done. We're shutting down the skin economy that makes us all this money, where all these crates get sold, all these keys get sold, all these trades between skins go through our market where we cut a piece of the pie. We're done doing all that. Instead, all of your cool CS2 weapons that you own and shit, you can now use in other Valve games. It's like, yeah, that whatever, but I kind of would just prefer the opportunity to just fucking trade these items with the community instead of playing with them in another game. Like, to me, right, if I wanted to drive around a cool little Rocket League car and play with that and have fun with that, I'm not loading up fucking Fortnite, you know what I mean? I'm not loading up Call of Duty. I'm not loading up NBA 2K. I'm not loading up Starfield. I'm loading up fucking Rocket League. Like, you already have the game, you already have the product, you already have the established fan base. Do something with that instead of trying to drag it across and mesh it with other audiences and other games. Like, people playing those games do not give a fuck about Rocket League cars. And like, yeah, sure, maybe when they open the menu for the first time, they'll be like, oh, the Rocket League crossover, that's pretty cool. But after the novelty wears off, after 10 minutes of using that shit, they're just gonna realize, oh, if I wanted to do this, I could just play Rocket League and it would be way better and it would actually make sense. And so, as this continues to become a trend that a lot of these major gaming companies are really doing, it's kind of a scary concept because it feels like eventually all the major corporations are going to try and merge all these different game universes into these like fucked up, really weird coagulated amalgamations of just different fucking IPs, right? Imagine like a Kingdom Hearts or a Smash Bros, but the concept done 10 million times worse, right? Hey guys, welcome to the new season of Fortnite, where this time around, we've done a collaboration with the folks over at Rocket League for some new maps. You want to play in the fucking soccer arena with cars? You can do that now. Like, no one cares about that, you know? Let me trade with my fucking buddy who just got a rare skin that he has a duplicate of, but he wants something of mine. It's not a hard concept. But unfortunately, bad decisions and Epic's, like, kind of handling of Rocket League, I feel like have been making it go downhill for a long time. I mean, like I said, the game's magic is just not there anymore. I mean, really, ever since Epic has taken it over, as time has progressed, they've made, you know, minor tweaks here and there, little minor changes or whatever, right? The game just doesn't really feel fun anymore. And then now that you see they're removing a lot of the key elements to the game, and it's really worrisome, not only for Rocket League, but just for gaming in general. I mean, eventually, right, Activision is going to be trying to merge all their shit into one big fucking cloud universe. Nintendo's already done it to a certain degree. You're going to see fucking Xbox doing it where Call of Duty and Bethesda games are going to be like, do we really want that as an industry? You know, do we really want all these other games being intertwined and interlinked with each other? I mean, that was kind of the cool thing about video games in the first place, right? Is like, for instance, on PlayStation 2, right? As a kid, I played some different types of games. So when I'd be in 1 minute, I'd be playing, you know, Madden 08, playing as the Dolphins, having fun. Well, not really having fun because they sucked then, but hey, guess what? I'm bored of football now. Let me load up Call of Duty Finest Hour and shoot Germans in Stalingrad. Oh, okay, I'm bored doing that now, so what do I want to do next? Oh, okay, I'll play this army soldier game, right? Like, there's just different games that evoke different vibes, that evoke different types of gameplay, different styles, and traditionally, I would rather them stay in their own lanes. Now, is it cool sometimes when there's crossovers and they merge things and, you know, they open up these expanded universes? Absolutely. But it's not something you can do with absolutely everything. It's something that you have to really kind of mesh together. It's something that has to naturally fit. And realistically, I don't think Rocket League is going to naturally fit in with really anything else that they've done. I mean, I remember they did Rocket League in Fortnite for a little bit, right? They had the like little booster cars. And honestly, it wasn't anything remarkable. It wasn't anything to remember. So, I don't know. It seems like a really stupid concept that's becoming more and more popular to just like strip all the things that make games fun and enjoyable and unique and just try to make them these massive, you know, fucking media mashes. It's like, let's just let Rocket League be Rocket League and have the cool fun features that Rocket League has. How about that? So, anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus. Well, of course, talking about Rocket League and signing out.